Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Halloween edition of ETV News. I'm Dylan Ellis, here to guide you through tonight's haunted headlines and spooky student news.
I'm Ananya Patel. Welcome to another exciting edition of ETV News. So gather around because it's time to dive into the darkness. Let's get started, if you dare.
Saturday, CAB came to support field hockey right on time for the team's senior night against Keene State by giving away 20 t-shirts to the first 20 students. The girls had an awesome game against Keene State, fighting until the end. Congratulations to the seniors and good luck in their future endeavors. To stay updated with CAB events, don't forget to follow them on social media.
Diwali, the Festival of Lights, is a time of joy, unity, and reflection. It is celebrated by millions across India and the world. This vibrant festival marks the triumph of light over darkness and good over evil. It commemorates the return of Lord Ram to Ayodhya after defeating the demon king Ravan, symbolizing the victory of righteousness. In homes adorned with colorful rangolis, which are intricate patterns created with colorful powder and flowers, families come together to light diyas, or oil lamps, which represent the dispersal of ignorance and the arrival of knowledge. Streets come alive with the sounds of laughter and celebration, as families set off dazzling fireworks that illuminate the night sky, filling with bursts of color. This year, as we gather with loved ones, we also take a moment to reflect on the importance of kindness and community. Whether it's through sharing sweets, exchanging gifts, or participating in prayers, Diwali reminds us of the bonds that unite us all. So as you light your diyas and enjoy the festivities, remember that Diwali is not just about lights, but also about spreading love and goodwill. Wishing everyone a very happy Diwali and a prosperous New Year.
Today is one of the most anticipated holidays for college students everywhere. Reporter Owen Marcellus took to campus and asked students what they're going to be tonight.
Hey, we're here at the stew asking people, what are they dressing up as for Halloween?
I'm dressing up as a gladiator, and then I'm also dressing up as Harley Quinn, but the old comic version.
I think I'll be a demon.
A firefighter.
My girlfriend really likes Coraline, so I'm doing YB and she's doing Coraline.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Spooky. Very scary movie, huh?
I'm going to be the Energizer Bunny.
I'm going to be Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Sexy Dora and Raven from Teen Titans Go.
I'm going to be the Joker.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually doing two costumes. With my girlfriend, I'm doing Prince and Snow White, and the other one, I'm a hot dog.
Oh, hot dog. Oh, yummy. Well, those are some great costumes. As you can see, you probably already know what I'm going to be dressed as. Here at the stew with Jason Saloy and Robert Barrow behind the camera, taking it back to you guys at the stew. Ooh.
This past Monday, CAP hosted an event called Willie's Chocolate Factory in the Student Center Cafe to celebrate National Chocolate Day. Students were able to enjoy a variety of activities, including a fondue station with an assortment of treats to dip, a hot chocolate bar, and even coloring sweets. Those who attended could take home their own chocolate goodie bags and even had the chance to take a picture with Willie the Warrior.
Tomorrow, a play is set to hit the stage for the first time in the Fine Arts Center. Reporter Emily Madden heads across campus to learn more about the Eastern student-written and directed play.
This semester, the Communications, Film, and Theater Department is putting on 3 student-written and/or directed plays, one of them being The Last American Jackrabbit, written by senior Kane Wagner and directed by senior Cy Jackson.
The show, The Last American Jackrabbit, is about a veteran named Ray and his mentor relationship with a young boy who's ready to go into war named Charlie. It takes place throughout time, so past and future, and it follows their mentorship, how everything started, their experiences with war, and also their relationships with both of their wives.
Corinne Hardy details the complexity of their character, Raymond Johnson.
I'm playing a war veteran who's very troubled and has a lot of issues that he needs to figure out for himself, but he finds comfort in this young boy, Charlie, who's going to the army, so he kind of like has a chance to be like a father figure to him, while his wife Ruth is at home. Like they kind of they have a struggling connection because he's just a very sheltered guy who has a lot of PTSD he deals with. So troubled guy, but he's not too bad.
As director, Cy believes that the act of directing is much more than leading a group of young actors.
I wouldn't say everything's like just listen to me. It's really about being creative with other people and just making sure everybody's led to the same final masterpiece. It's really fun to work with people and just for them to share their knowledge with me and for me to share my knowledge on, directing, because in order to direct, you need to know a lot of stuff and you need to know what looks good.
The process of getting the show ready for stage was a long yet rewarding process for the cast and crew.
We've had rehearsals in the beginning, we had them 3 times a week because there was another show going on at the time, so we were just accommodating everyone else's schedule. But we've gone over scenes, and Sai, being the wonderful director she is, she has plenty of patience with all of us, and I dearly appreciate that. And it's just been a learning experience, and it's definitely been a challenge, which is a good thing, because when you're being challenged, you're doing the right thing.
Although this has been a stressful project for Sai's first directing role for a full-length play, the stress has all been worth it in her opinion.
It's theater, so nothing ever goes perfectly as you plan. There's been a few small bumps and then a few really large bumps that I've had to work around. But we're managing, and we got there, and it's still going to be a great process. So I think this show deserves as much love and support it can get. And I also think that people will enjoy the show. It's different. It's something that makes you think and also gives you a different perspective on lives that you may have never even thought about.
The show hits the stage for the first time tomorrow, November 1st at 7:30 in the Studio Theater located in the FAIC. If you're looking to catch the show, unfortunately tickets have been all sold out. On behalf of the ETV crew, we wish the whole cast a wonderful show and to break a leg. From ETV News, this has been Emily Madden with Nick Walsh behind the camera, sending it back to the studio.
The History Club went to Old Sturbridge Village on Friday, October 25th for the Phantoms by Firelight event that they hosted. The event was a fascinating endeavor for the club. During the time of the event, club members were able to explore the grounds of Old Sturbridge and discover spooky, haunting tales about colonial life that may have emerged. There were also multiple performances, including one man telling ghost stories around a fire pit and another featuring a vampire who defied gravity and walked on fire. There was plenty to do at this event, so keep an eye out for future events hosted by Old Sturbridge Village. If you want to join the History Club, they meet every Thursday at 4 p.m. in the Student Center 113. Or you can email them at historyclub@my.easternct.edu to join the email list.
Art Gallery invites you to their debut exhibition of Diasporan from Dispersion to Integration, celebrating the National Puerto Rican Diaspora Museum. Artists like Victor Pacheco, Joe Conza Jr., and Allison Sarr have their art on display. Be sure to check out the gallery in the Fine Arts Building from now until February.
Many know that ETV News, but many don't know much about our sister club, ETV Sports. Reporter Brendan Lasbury details what the group is all about.
Hello there, Eastern. This week's Club Spotlight has us taking a look at ETV Sports, the sporting branch of ETV. The main directive of ETV Sports is live coverage of all the intercollegiate sporting events that happen here at Eastern's campus.
I love being a part of sports, and I love just being around all just sports, and not only just being around the games themselves, but the equipment and the setup, and I just kind of love the environment about just working at ETV Sports.
ETV Sports offers students a chance to get involved into the behind-the-scenes world of sports, which includes camera work, equipment handling, technical training, announcing, and helps give students experience for future job opportunities.
My role is Sports Information Director, and I oversee ETV Sports. I don't have as much hands-on as most people. It's a student-run organization, but I would ultimately be the ultimate supervisor for ETV. It's exciting because with ETV Sports, people are getting hands-on experience, and they're taking those skills and they're bringing them right out into the workforce. So they're directly related to what they do with ETV with their career aspirations.
If you'd like to take a look at ETV Sports, all of the broadcasts are posted onto the LEC network, where you can view live and previous ETV Sports broadcasts.
And what would you say is the best part about working as a part of ETV Sports?
Honestly, I would say just the experience itself of working with the equipment. It may not be ESPN tier equipment, but it's still a really good startup to just learn a little bit and how things are just ran in sports.
Well, that'll do it here from us at the Athletic Complex. We're so glad you could join us for this look through of our club. If you have any more questions about ETV Sports or you would like to join, you can email us at etv@my.easternct.edu. Here with my partners, Amelia Jimenez and Addison Tuhill, I'm Brendan Lasbury, signing off. Guys in the studio, back to you.
That wraps up the stories around the Eastern community, but don't go anywhere. Kyla McKinney joins us for this week's editorial segment after these short messages.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. Kyla McKinney has the details on the history behind Halloween. Over to you, Kyla.
Happy Halloween, Eastern. Do you know how some of our favorite Halloween traditions came to be? It turns out there is some fascinating history behind our favorite spooky holiday. The origins of Halloween can be traced back to 1 BC in the Celtic festival of Samhain, which marked the end of harvest and the start of winter. During this time, people believed that the line between the living and the dead was blurred, which allowed spirits to return to the earth. To protect themselves from these spirits, people would wear costumes and light bonfires later. Later in the 8th century, Pope Gregory III named November 1st as All Saints' Day. The night before became known as All Hallows' Eve, a time to remember those who have passed. The Samhain festival blended with All Hallows' Eve and created Halloween. Some unique traditions have been shaped by Halloween over the years. For instance, one example is carving pumpkins, which originated from an Irish tradition of carving turnips. People would light these lanterns to keep evil spirits away. When this practice ended up in America, it was found that pumpkins were larger and easier to carve, leading to the jack-o'-lanterns we make today. Another popular tradition is trick-or-treating, which is thought to be a modern version of an ancient custom known as souling, where the less fortunate would offer prayers for the dead in exchange for food. So, as you celebrate Halloween, remember to think about the history behind this holiday. Stay safe out there. From ETV News, I'm Kyla McKinney. Back to you guys.
Thank you for keeping us in the loop, Kyla. Join us next week when co-anchor Emily Madden returns for another edition of our editorial segment. Delia Champagne is this week's weather forecast after this short break.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home.
Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back. Eastern's weatherwoman Delia Champagne is in the studio to deal with this upcoming week's weather. What does Mother Nature have in store for us this week, Delia?
Thank you, Ananya and Dylan, and hello, Warriors. We're thrilled you stuck with us to find out what weather you can expect on this spooky Halloween night. I know you've all been wondering whether you will face a warm spell or a chilly breeze this evening based on what costume you're wearing. Let's check out the Eastern forecast to see if you'll need to add some layers for the night. Today has been just a beautiful day outside. Great temperatures to get all your spooky decorations ready for all those trick-or-treaters. The high today was recorded at an unbelievable 79 degrees with a perfect mix of sunshine and clouds. Sorry, Warriors, you know I had to whip out some of those Halloween puns. As the night goes on, expect some colder temperatures around 60 degrees. Sounds like the perfect night. Looking at the data last year, it seems that the high temperature was recorded at about 20 degrees colder this year in Willimantic. Sounds like we are getting tricks and treats. Let's take a look at the extended forecast for the rest of Halloween weekend so you can plan accordingly. Tomorrow will be just as beautiful as today, hitting a high of 78 degrees and low of 42. On Saturday, expect temperatures to be cooler than the previous 2 days, but don't worry, we will still get to enjoy some warmth with a high of 57 and a low of 31. Be prepared for some light wind in the evening. Sunday's temperatures will almost be identical to Saturday with a high of 57 and a low of 38. Monday will have more of a haunting vibe with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day and occasional showers by nighttime. An umbrella might come in candy. The high is expected to reach 58 with a low of 45. And lastly, Tuesday we can expect some showers in the morning, which will clear up by the afternoon and evening. The high will be 66 and low 55. Sounds like a spooktacular week to keep enjoying all of your favorite fall activities. Let's take a look at the weather our athletes can expect this weekend. The women's soccer team will be traveling to Boston to play against UMass Boston on Friday. They can anticipate a partly sunny to cloudy day with a chance of rain earlier on. The skies will clear by evening, creating ideal conditions for their 6 p.m. match. The high is expected to reach 77 and a low of 44. On Saturday, women's and men's cross country will be hitting the road to Dartmouth, Mass. To compete in the Little East Conference Championships. With the race scheduled to start at noon, the temperatures will be more than ideal for running. The high is expected to hit 57 degrees with mostly sunny skies and occasional clouds. Back on our home turf, the women's field hockey team will face off Plymouth State at 1 p.m., followed by the men's soccer team taking on UMass Dartmouth a few hours later at 4 p.m. Both teams can expect temperatures in the high and low 50s. Good luck to all athletes competing this weekend. Well, that's all, folks. That about does it for this week's edition of ETV Weather. Thanks for sticking by and dealing with all of my cringy puns. Have a safe and fun Halloween weekend Eastern. For ETV News, this has been Delia Champagne hopping off, sending it back to our amazing anchors.
Thank you for the update, Delia.
Coming up, how the Golden Archers are suffering after an E. coli outbreak and how to reduce the risk of stroke.
And why you should stockpile instead of trash those seemingly expired COVID tests. Stay with us for these stories and more after these short messages.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
According to a company that tracks foot traffic to restaurants and retailers, visits to McDonald's went down 10% nationwide last week, 33% in Colorado, where the outbreak was most prevalent. On Sunday, the company said all the contaminated products related to the outbreak have been taken out of supply chain and restaurants. The Colorado Department of Agriculture said that company's beef patties, which are used for the quarter pounder, have tested negative for E. coli. McDonald's says that it will start selling the quarter pounders again in all of its restaurants this week. On Friday, health officials said one death has been linked to the outbreak. The number of illnesses has gone up to 75, but that number could continue to rise.
Not every Halloween movie needs to be scary, and luckily for those horror movie haters, another chapter is in store for the Scary Movie franchise. The Wayans brothers, including Keenan Ivory Wayans, Marlon Wayans, and Shawn Wayans, reportedly will script and produce the new film. Marlon took to social media on Tuesday to make the announcement saying, "We're back!" This will mark the brothers' return to the franchise for the first time since Scary Movie 2. The Scary franchise is known for making fun of some classic horror films. The first edition made its debut in 2000, spawning 4 sequels. The most recent, Scary Movie 5, was released in 2013.
Airlines are now required to refund passengers for a significantly delayed or canceled flight. The new rule went into effect on Monday. Some airlines previously gave out vouchers to passengers problems occurred with their flights, but a new federal rule changed that, and airlines must give passengers cash refunds. The rule change comes just weeks before the busy holiday travel season gets underway. The airline industry has initially banked about the change, but a group of airline lobbyists say it now supports the new refund rule.
This marks the first time in 10 years that the American Stroke Association has updated its guidelines for stroke prevention. They include regular exercise and following a healthy diet, specifically a Mediterranean diet. But for the first time, the guidelines state that popular weight loss and diabetes drugs can decrease the risk of stroke in people with diabetes and a risk of heart disease. Women are also being urged to monitor their blood pressure if they are pregnant or taking birth control. The guidelines also note those using hormones for gender-affirming care may be at a higher risk of stroke and should be monitored.
You may not need to throw out your expired at-home COVID tests just yet. The Food and Drug Administration is encouraging people to check its website for extensions before possibly throwing away perfectly good tests as they are near their expiration dates. The latest round of free test orders has begun going through only for a month, but some people have reported some tests are nearing their expiration date. This is the 7th round of free rapid antigen tests from the federal government. The FDA says the expiration date is the date through which the test is expected to perform as accurately as when manufactured.
Chipotle is taking a closer look at the amount of food it serves to customers. The Mexican restaurant chain's interim CEO, Scott Boatwright, addressed the issue during an earnings call Tuesday. Boatwright says there's been a rash of complaints on social media regarding inconsistent portion sizes at Chipotle, and apparently there's some truth to this outrage. Earlier this year, an analyst from Wells Fargo weighed 75 of Chipotle's burrito bowls at several New York City locations. The end result? Varying portion sizes. A former Chipotle official says employees were never told to serve different amounts of food, but adds a reevaluation of the overall process is needed. Coming up, Addison Toohill joins us to give an update on Eastern Athletics. Don't go anywhere.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Welcome. Hi. Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Thanks for sticking with us. Let's check in with Addison to see what's going on around Eastern Athletics this week.
Happy Halloween, Warriors! It's been another spooktacular week for Eastern Athletics, so let's jump right in. It was no tricks and all treats on Saturday when men's soccer traveled to UMass Dartmouth for a 3-1 Little East Conference win, off of goals from seniors Walter Scudder, who had 2, and Logan Brennan. Eastern entered the match ranked 7th in the Little East Conference, but the thrilling win over the Corsairs moved them back into playoff contention. The Warriors are currently in a 3-way tie for 5th place, sitting evenly with VTSU Castleton and Plymouth State University. The Warriors will close out regular season play when they host UMass Boston at home Saturday at 4 p.m. Only the top 6 seeded teams will make the tournament, so Eastern, who was in grave danger of missing playoff contention earlier this season, will have to pull out all the stops. Women's soccer also had a beautiful performance this Saturday as they sailed past UMass Dartmouth 4-0, off of goals from Daria DiBiasio, Lily Simpson, Brooke Bowles, and Olivia Davidson. Now 4-2-2 in their last 8 games, the Warriors move into 4th place in the Little East Conference ahead of the last few conference matchups of the season this weekend. First-year keeper Alex Ignatowicz posted her 4th full shutout of her career, moving her save percentage to .901, first in the LEC, and her goals against average to 0.72, second in the conference. The Warriors will close out regular season play at UMass Boston this Saturday afternoon at home. Women's field hockey dropped their last 2 matchups, falling to Keene State College 1-0 before losing to WestCon 3-2 later in the week. The 2 losses moved Eastern into a chilling 3-way tie for 5th place with the University of Southern Maine and UMass Dartmouth. Eastern closes out the regular season at home on Saturday at 1 p.m. when they will host Plymouth State University. It's do or die for the Warriors as only the top 6 teams make the tournament, so they will have to bring out all their monster moves if they hope to stay alive. Men and women's swimming had a fantastic showing at the Roger Williams University Invitational, posting 16 top 5 finishes between both teams. First-year swimmer Bowden Tito took home the Warriors' only first-place finish when he swam the men's 200 individual medley in a scary good 2 minutes and 2.14 seconds. Tito also placed second in the 100 butterfly. Eastern's other second-place finishes included Nico Iannucci in the men's 100 breaststroke, the women's 200 medley relay, and the women's 400 free relay. The women's team finished second of the 5 teams present. Warriors Swim is back at it on November 9th when they will travel to Husan University. Eastern had multiple athletes recognized this week for Little East Conference Weekly Awards. Among those athletes are Walter Scudder and Niall O'Brien, who were named the men's soccer offensive and defensive players of the week for their frightfully good performances against UMass Dartmouth and Wesleyan University. Daria DiBiasio of the women's soccer team was also recognized as a defensive player of the week after the women's team beat Framingham State and UMass Dartmouth. Talk about a killer performance. Well, that just about does it for this week's edition of ETV Sports. Great job to all of our athletes who absolutely slayed it this week. We are wishing you all the best as the regular season play wraps up and tournament play begins. Thanks for tuning in. To stay up to date on all things Eastern Athletics, you can follow us on social media at EasternCT_athletics, and as always, our streams are powered by Huddle. This has been Addison Toohill for ETV News, sending it back to our spooktacular anchors in the studio.
Thanks for the update, Addison. That wraps up tonight's edition of ETV News. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
From directors Sean McGuigan, producers Kaylee Roberts and Emily Madden, and the entire ETV News staff, thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Ananya Patel.
And I'm Dylan Ellis, wishing you a great evening. Thanks for tuning in and have a happy Halloween, Eastern.